Top 7 tips on how to prepare for a job interview. This is the second video under Ace the Interview series. If you have not watched the first video, I'm sharing the link here above. Definitely go and check it out. Hello, I'm Ishani Gupta, radio anchor and a public speaking coach. I'm here to share tips on public speaking as well as effective communication. So definitely you want to subscribe to my channel for all the valuable content. Now, talking about this video, definitely watch this video till the end to gain maximum benefit out of it. All right, so let us get into the first most important tip, and that is prepare your CV very well. Now you have your CV ready. That is what is going to be in front of your interviewer, right? The company. They are going to look at your CV, look at whatever you have written down, your educational qualifications, your job, your work experience, everything based on that. They are going to ask you the questions. So you should be very well prepared to answer anything related to your CV. So make sure that whatever you have written down, you have an explanation for that. Maybe you have written down about a specific skill there. So they might be asking you, why do you think you have this particular skill? From where have you acquired this skill? All right. So you should be prepared to answer that question. You should know from where is this skill coming? Why are you skilled in this particular area? So support with evidences. That is very crucial. Then next, you might have written down that you have had a year gap. If that is the case, then you should be prepared to answer why is there a gap in your work. So in order to cover that, of course, you can say that you have used that gap year for something productive, maybe to enhance your skills. Always give evidence for whatever you are suggesting. And whatever you are writing down in your CV, you should have a perfect explanation for that too. So prepare beforehand. Try to frame as many questions out of your CV as possible and try to answer efficiently. Try to see what is the best answer to each of those possible questions. Prepare your CV well is the first point. So now we move on to the second most important tip, and that is learn about the company that you're applying for. Obviously, wherever you are going, they expect you to know something about their organization. So always make sure that you Google up the organization's name, go to their website, check out what they do, check out what their trends have been throughout the previous years. So try to dig deeper into the company details and as much as possible, try to gain data so that you can use that to your personal advantage. So whatever questions they might be asking, you can try and give an answer that will be valuable to their company. For example, you can say that your company has grown at a rate of this particular percentage over the years. And I want to ensure that your company reaches your target of this percentage. Maybe they have written down a target percentage in their documents. So maybe you can quote that. They will be really impressed if you can do that. So say that, yes, I want to ensure that your company reaches this particular goal that you have set, and I want to be a contributor to that goal in these ways, and also suggest the ways by which you can help them achieve that goal. Because any company or any organization would want to hire someone who has that potential, who is actually thinking of their company instead of themselves. They are putting their company before themselves. So they want to hire someone like that who would be an asset to their company, who is not really going to leave the job after 1 or 2 years, but is going to work, is going to stay there for a longer period of time. And if you can project that through your communication skills by using some valuable information from their company data, then definitely they are going to be highly impressed by you. Now I'm going to talk about the third most important tip, which is to learn about all the technical terms and the subject matter related to the job role. For example, if you are getting interviewed for the position of a video editor, then of course you should know the terms related to video editing. For example, B-roll, close-up, panning, all those things. These are a few things that you should learn, you should be prepared for beforehand. Next, we come to the fourth most important point, and that is having mock interviews. Now, you must be wondering, where should I practice my interview? There are certain agencies and institutes out there that will help you in preparing for any interview through mock interviews. Of course, there is a fees for every sitting, every mock interview. But if you don't want to spend any money, then you can also do that at your home. It is as simple as that. Just ask your mom, ask your dad, ask your friends to interview you based on your CV. Just give them your CV and sit down, ask them to ask any question based on the job role. Maybe you ask them to do a little bit more research on what questions they can ask you. And when you are getting asked questions from different people, from different perspectives, you are going to be better prepared for any interview, for handling any question. So for example, first you ask your mom to interview you. Next, you can ask your dad to interview you. Then you might ask one of your friends to interview you, or some other friend to interview you. So now you have 4 different perspectives. You are getting the idea, right? You will have 4 different sets of questions. Yes, of course, there can be some common questions, but of course, there will be some different questions as well. So this is how you can also prepare for your mock interview. If you don't want to go to any other institution, this is how at home you can do that very easily. So that was what to do before you are going to the interview hall, before you are going to the interview room. This is how you can prepare yourself. But after you are inside the room, after you are in front of the interviewer, you should also keep in mind a few things. So tip number 5, be polite and down to earth, yet be very confident in your answers. Show humility while speaking, show the politeness in your answers, in your voice, but of course, also be very confident. Being polite doesn't mean that you are nervous, you are showing any signs of nervousness or weakness. Of course not. Politeness or being down to earth is definitely not a sign of weakness. That is your true nature, which you are projecting to your interviewer. Even though you are being polite, be confident, answer with a lot of conviction in your voice. Okay? If you watch different interviews, you will understand that there are various types of people, various candidates. There are those who knowingly or unknowingly project some kind of arrogance in their voice while speaking. But there are also those kinds who definitely showcase their skills, their talents without being arrogant. That is the trick. That is something which is going to earn you brownie points. Now we move on to the 6th point that you should remember while you are inside the interview room. It is okay to not know an answer. And if you don't know an answer, it is okay to say, sorry, sir, or sorry, ma'am, I don't really know the answer, but definitely I'm going to go and look up the answer. So this is how you handle those questions that you don't know the answer to. It is very natural for us, for anybody in fact, to not know everything under the sun. There can be certain questions, of course, you might not be aware of. They are not really going to mind it at all, especially if you have answered the other questions perfectly. If they are impressed by the other questions, then even if you are not able to answer one or two questions, they're not really going to mind it. So don't get nervous. The test is to stay calm even when a situation arrives when you don't really know the answer. Usually that is the point when a lot of candidates mess up the interview, because they are nervous and they will say something which really doesn't make sense just to cover up for that. Instead of saying something wrong, something meaningless as an answer, it is better to accept that you don't know the answer to that question. Be honest with that, because honesty always gets rewarded. All right. Now we come to the final and the seventh important point that you should remember, and that is, don't get into any kind of an argument in the interview room with the interviewer. I know there are certain occasions when the interviewer is going to test your patience levels. Sometimes there are certain questions that are kind of debatable. Maybe the interviewer has some different opinions, some different perspective around that topic, whereas your perspective, your ideas are quite different from that of the interviewer. In that case, I would suggest look at the topic in a very neutral way. Don't let your biases come out in those situations. Okay, try to control all your biases and look at a particular topic from a very neutral standpoint. It is better if you mark out all the positive points, all the negative points, and let out a very neutral answer, a very balanced answer. So you can say that, okay, so these are the positive points, these are the good things about this particular topic, but I believe these are certain limitations or certain challenges or negative points about this, which I personally don't feel like. So if you are talking about the negative points as well as the positive points with certain evidences, proofs, then definitely nobody in the interview board can say anything to you, because you are providing examples, proofs, evidences to support that. And of course, by sharing both the positive as well as the negative side, you are also showcasing that you are not biased towards anything. You are sharing a very balanced, a neutral view. So that is also going to impress them if you do that. So these were the top 7 tips for preparing for any kind of an interview, any job interview. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if it was of some use to you, definitely do hit the thumbs up button. It is really going to encourage me to produce more useful content for you. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.